So Lobo Volleyball still undefeated. They're 6-0 after winning another non-conference tournament over at Tarleton. They beat Tarleton, Prairie View A&M, and Northwestern State. They'll head down to Cal Baptist this weekend to play CBU, Portland State, and
Fullerton.
Fullerton, that's it. Yeah, Fullerton's probably the best one. So right now they're one of less than 40 remaining undefeated teams in the country. Air Force is the only other Mountain West team that hasn't lost yet. So considering that they're still missing some significant players, it's a pretty great start. Only the 8th time that they've won their first 5 games to start the season. So this will be their final non-conference tournament weekend before they play New Mexico State twice next week, here and in Las Cruces. So they're ramping up towards conference play. We're getting pretty close to the end of non-conference season. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys as always for being here. We're pumped to get after it again. We have back-to-back weeks on the road, and that's always a little bit tricky. We have 2 days of training, so we were in the gym yesterday, and we're getting after it today, and then we're out early tomorrow morning for what should be a great tournament. We felt like the competition of the non-conference segment was just going to kind of elevate each weekend to kind of apexing with New Mexico State, and then getting after it in week 1 of conference play the following week. So we feel like that's exactly the way we want it to be, ramping up our own level of play, and we're seeing some things start to emerge. We see some trend with our serving. We see some trends with our defense. The overall first ball side out, our ability to side out is improving. The ability for us to side out in system and out of system is improving. So we like the direction that's going. This week, a big focus for us is how can we finish sets. We had a couple situations this last week where things didn't finish the way we want to. So we were too reliant on the opponent making some mistakes or some errors late in the set. And a big focus for us this week is being able to walk into a match against any team and play consistently from point 0 all the way to whatever it takes to finish that set after 25. So a big week for us is just ahead of us, and the team is excited. They're enthusiastic. They showed up to practice yesterday in great spirit. They're just ran into a couple of them heading into the gym, and they're excited to get back to work and know that a great week is ahead of us with some really great teams. So excited for the team is at, but we're nowhere near finished where we want to be at. So
I mean, this is the best start for you guys since 2021. Can you just talk about how this year is, different or unique compared to, years past?
Yeah, it's interesting. We were just looking as a staff, looking at some of the numbers and some of the things we were really, really strong at the last few years. Not that we've taken a dip, but we're stronger in other areas. And so those areas are getting outshined. And I think that the reality of the start has to do, I love the fact that this team is committed to just showing up every day and bringing what they got. And that's what we've asked them to do. Hey, some days you're going to feel great. After a long travel weekend, you might not be feeling as refreshed as you would like, but can you still show up and give everything you have? And so we've asked them to do that. We asked them to do it last week. We asked them to do it this week. And I'm excited for them to get tested in this way. I think each of these non-conference weekends for us is just a test. How well are we retaining information? How well are we recalling the information and then applying the information from the last week and then getting after it on the court? And so I think just a testament to the team's commitment to getting better each and every day is probably where you could attribute, hey, a really nice start. Again, even if we would not be having the results that we've been having, I would still be very impressed with the way this team is showing up every day.
So are you one of those coaches that believes in early season momentum? Like obviously, you're going to, celebrate wins and stuff like that, but do you believe, wins at this part of the year really will carry over?
I think you do have to learn how to win. I think you have to learn how to show up at a match and finish a match. And I think some of the opponents we played each weekend have had different strengths. And the reality is you probably combine 2 or 3 of those strengths each weekend, and now you have what the top half of the Mountain West looks like. And so I do think you have to learn how to do that. I'm a firm believer that the non-conference schedule for us has to be a series of different tests in different regions of the country. And so going to Southern California, we have recruits from there. We've got players from there. We want to make sure that we're visible there and taking it 2 teams there. Cal Baptist is coming. They have a brand new coach. I've been impressed with the recruiting they've done. I've been really impressed with the Cal State Fullerton as a brand new coach. Been really impressed with some of the players they picked up, and Portland State continues to be a strong player in the Big Sky. So I think at the end of the day, you do have to learn how to win. But for me, it's about what are the different tests that are coming at us each week and how we're responding to those tests.
You had 2 individual awards. Just can you talk a little bit about how those 2 players are playing and what they did to earn those awards?
Yeah, so Madeline Miller with the Offensive Player of the Week, and so she's our setter. She's been with us now three years, and Last year, we knew she was good. We knew she was there. And this year, it's almost taking another step in her game as far as her ability to find her hitters, keep her hitters in rhythm, keep the tempo of our offense from on the net and off the net. So when we're playing and she's on the run, she's scrambling, she's able to still provide such an awesome set for our attackers that they can go unload. Stoked for her. I think a big piece of that also was her her service aces per set, not just her assists as a setter. She's currently number 2. She's currently number 1 in the conference and 21st in the country in service aces per set. So she's crushing it up from the service line and giving us a lot of chances. Addie France, freshman of the week. We thought we could have had it last week too, but she's had 2 back-to-back weekends over 350, I think, in overall hitting efficiency. Had a 40 kill weekend, or right there at 40 kills. It just doing an awesome job. It's thrilled for her. She's a player that comes in hungry every day. I asked her, I said, hey, we can't go soft. Once you start getting some of this recognition, you can't start backing down. And she said, oh, coach, never, as she's sipping on her Red Bull. So she's hungry. She wants to get after it. We're fired up for her and fired up for Madeline.
Coach, was this the start that you envisioned before, obviously right before the start of the season? Is this something that you thought was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, good question. I think my vision for this team is to be a consistent team that never backs down, that continues to learn every single weekend, whether it's an up weekend or a not so hot weekend. And those are that happens as part of the sports that we play. And the vision that I had was that this team continued to show up, gave everything they had for each other, for this program. When we go on the road, I tell them we are representing not only UNM, but not only the name on the jersey, representing the city, representing this great state, and let's go show out. And so to have some success early on, I love it. I'm here for it. But at the end of the day, to me, it's about, hey, are we getting better every single day? And if we're doing that, then great. They're doing their job, and that means I'm doing my job to help them get there. And if we're not, then we got to readjust the scale and go figure out where we need to improve. But I'm fired up for the team. They started showing signs of this in early July when they came back for some of this captains-led practices where there was great energy and enthusiasm. I was in my office, and my office isn't very close to the gym, but if I ever went out to get water, I could hear them training, and like that to me was everything I needed to hear. There was enthusiasm, there was excitement for being in there, and I got to believe that bleeds into non-conference, and that's going to bleed into conference play. And we need to get some bodies healthy. We need to get back the full roster, but we love where we're at.
And that was going to go into my second question in terms of the mood in the locker room. A lot of enthusiasm and a lot of excitement right now for you guys to start. I mean, you have one of the best starts really in the nation right now.
Yeah, it's been fun. I think that the team is pretty humble. They're pretty humble. They walk in I haven't noticed any. We call it weak sauce in our program. We don't bring weak sauce to the training gym. We only bring the strong stuff. So I haven't noticed anything backing down. We talk about it all the time. We talk about being a team that consistently is improving. If we're doing that, then great. When we hit conference play, whatever rocky road, or hey, if it's smooth roads, then hey, we're going to be prepared for it. And one of the big concepts that we talk about daily with the team is that we are preparing to play 5 sets of the hardest volleyball of our lives, which usually is about 2 hours and 40 minutes, 2 hours and 50 minutes of volleyball. And I tell them all the time, you don't have to play 5. You can play 3 if you want to. You can finish a team off earlier. But the reality is we're training at a level that allows us to go win matches deep into the 2 hour, 40-minute mark. And that means you're playing some pretty good volleyball. So we're fired up for that.
UNM is just one of 2 schools in the country that haven't lost yet this season in women's soccer and volleyball. Do you think that says something about the strength of Olympic sports here? Or?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you have incredible leadership. You have an incredible coach in Coach Heather, and I'm thrilled to hear that for them. I'm thrilled to hear that we're in that same conversation for us as a department. I think we're going in the right direction. We have incredible leadership across the board, and it's an exciting time to be a Lobo. I mean, let's just leave it. Let's just say what it is. It's an exciting time to be a Lobo. It's great to see football having success. It's great to know that soccer's having the success, and I love that volleyball gets to be included in that conversation. So yes, I do think it speaks to the strength of the current department.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody.